All right, let's get right into it. We're going to look at a story that's playing out in small towns all across America, but today we're zooming in on one town in Nebraska that's decided to, really fight for its future. And this isn't just about surviving. It's about creating a whole new playbook for how to thrive in this new digital world.
So here it is. Welcome to Red Cloud. It's the kind of place that really feels like the heart of the country. But, behind that friendly sign, there's a real tension brewing. It's this classic struggle between holding on to a way of life and facing, well, one of the biggest economic shifts of our lifetime. This is a town that knows it has to change, or it's going to get left behind.
And wow, this quote from someone in the community just lays it all out on the table. This isn't some abstract idea they're talking about in a boardroom. No, this is a real day-to-day fear. The message couldn't be clearer. If we don't adapt, we're going to slowly fade away. It's a wake-up call, for sure.
Okay, so to really get what they're trying to do, we first have to understand the crossroads they're standing at right now.
And this is the core of it, right? With AI and remote work just exploding, the whole game has changed. Your zip code just doesn't matter as much anymore. Now, for a town like Red Cloud, that's kind of terrifying, but it's also potentially a massive opportunity.
So let's talk about the big problem this opportunity could solve. You might call it the digital exodus. You see, every single year, Red Cloud produces its most valuable asset, its kids. Talented, smart young people totally ready to take on the world. They are literally the town's future.
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Once the graduation parties are over and the caps are thrown, what happens? What's next for them? For so many rural towns, the answer to that question is, honestly, it's a little heartbreaking.
They leave. It's the classic brain drain story. They pack up and head for the bigger cities because they feel like that's where the real modern jobs are. They're looking for a future, and they believe they have to leave home to find it.
This visual just says it all. It perfectly captures the problem. So on one side, you've got what the local community college offers, and on the other, you've got the high-tech, remote-first careers of today. And right in the middle, there's this huge gap. The bridge is missing.
And this table here, it breaks it down even further. Look at this. The college is great for foundational stuff. Right, getting your GED, awesome. But when it comes to the skills that are in super high demand right now, like AI training, getting ready for a remote job, one-on-one coaching, there's just nothing. It's a void. And that's exactly where this proposed hub comes in. So if the bridge is missing, what do you do? Well, Red Cloud's answer is pretty straightforward and honestly pretty inspiring. You build it yourself. You build a hometown tech hub. And here's the crucial part. The goal isn't just to train people for jobs. It's about creating actual pathways to modern careers, right there, locally. It's about giving people the choice to build a great life, with a great salary, without having to pack up and leave the place they love.
So, how are they going to pull this off? Well, it's a four-part mission. First, get people fluent in AI. Second, give them the skills to crush it in a remote job. Third, hand them the tools to start their own thing online. And fourth, and this is so important, they're mixing all that high-tech training with actual in-person mentorship. It's high-tech means high-touch.
Now, a big vision is one thing, but you need a plan to make it real. And that brings us to the blueprint. And you might be surprised at just how lean and focused it is. $15,000. That's it. That's the total amount they're asking for to get this entire, potentially town-changing project off the ground. I mean, think about that. When you consider the potential return on that investment, that number makes this whole thing feel incredibly doable. And this is where it all starts. Ground zero, a vacant hair salon. It's not some flashy Silicon Valley campus. It's a humble, real-world starting line. This is where phase one is going to happen, turning an empty storefront into a launch pad for new careers. So let's look at where that 15 grand actually goes. You can see every single dollar has a job. The biggest piece, naturally, is for the building itself. Then you've got money for the tech, the actual learning materials, and a little bit for outreach to get the word out. It's a super practical, no fluff budget. But look, starting in a small building is just that. It's the start. The real long-term vision is so much bigger. It's about totally reimagining what a town like Red Cloud can be. I absolutely love this slide because it shows you the whole journey in one picture. On the left, you've got the humble beginning. And on the right, that's the dream. That's phase two, taking over a much bigger historic building and turning it into a real co-working space for dozens of people. It's all about scaling up the success. And this big vision, it comes with a really specific, measurable goal.
This isn't just about helping a few people here and there. The mission is to make knowing your way around AI a common skill in over 250 households. In just 2 years, we're talking about a real community-wide shift here. So how do you know if it's actually working? Well, they're not just going to track who shows up. They're tracking what really matters. How many jobs are people applying to? What kind of money are they making? Are they getting certified? Are they starting their own businesses? This is all about seeing a real, tangible impact on people's lives. And that brings us right back here, back to the graduates. Because at the end of the day, every dollar, every class, every new business, it's all for them. It's about rewriting the story so that their best chance at an amazing future is right here, in the town that raised them.
And that's really the question we're left with, isn't it? Red Cloud is getting that the answer is yes. They're betting that a tiny, focused investment in their own people can create a ripple effect that changes everything for generations to come. And it makes you wonder, if this works in Red Cloud, Nebraska, where else could it work?